Enter Bollywood. Want to catch all the excitement of Bollywood? Just log on to zoomtv.in.
Well, what are the chances of this movie making it big on box office? We'll find out soon. पर पिछले कुछ सालों में corporates ने बॉलीवुड में काफी चांस पे डांस किया है. पर इस ग्रोइंग corporate culture का हमारी फिल्म इंडस्ट्री पर कैसा असर हो रहा है, इसी पर बात करने के लिए हमारे साथ स्टूडियो में है a filmmaker who was one of the first to adapt to the corporate ways, Ram Gopal Verma. And we also have with us the very talented Ritesh Deshmukh. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us here. So we're talking about corporatization today. और मैं ये जानना चाहती हूँ आपसे कि जो corporates हैं, essentially they're listed companies with public money. तो कहीं पे ये it's a big money game.
See, corporation is just, I think, by definition, a very disciplined system of doing a certain business, which is a recognized business where there is a demand for software of films in the theaters and people want to see films. And to supply that in a continuous stream is what a corporate's basic intention is.
आपको लगता है कि we're going the Hollywood way then? With corporates?
See, we all go the American way in every which way. We just take time to understand it and to accept that we are right and we are wrong.
We'll have a very different episode on this altogether. That will be our topic of discussion. But for now, Hollywood it is for all of us. Huh?
Yeah.
Actor methodology is also kind of getting...
No, I agreement to a point, basically, जहाँ पर हम लोग बात करते हैं कि budgets के बारे में, that actors are getting overpaid or whatever. And when you question that thing, then you, in Hollywood, most of these big actors, big stars have become part producers. So they share a responsibility towards the movie in terms of the amount of money that they charge. If someone is not willing to pay them upfront, then become part of the film. Take the risk. If you think as an actor your equity is big enough, then you take the risk. If the film makes money, everyone makes money. So I think that system, which has been there in Hollywood for a very long time, is slowly coming into Hindi film industry or Indian film industry.
Do you think corporatization की वजह से the individual producers are beaten out of the game now?
Yeah, see, definitely, I think it's not possible for independent producers to survive in the same way as before. No. So at the bottom line is, okay, see, either a film happens primarily because of an actor. An actor is the guy predominantly who gets people into the theater, Now an actor's basic relationship with the corporate in terms of their, whether the finances or their infrastructure or in the way they can release it is going to be markedly different from an individual producer, So the trust on an individual producer would diminish for an actor also compared to a corporate, unless on a personality level that man has that much of weight in whichever way, which I would think are very few. Maybe I don't think we can count on one finger as of today. In which case, an independent producer, I think the best thing for him would be to do a deal with the corporate, which is how it's happening any which way.
She say, as an actor, is there any fear factor involved with working with an individual producer now that the corporates are in, or it really doesn't matter?
See, movie making is a business. But making sure that movie is released at the theatre and gets the right kind of release is another battle altogether.
Battle is quite an apt word there.
Yeah, it's a run that everyone has to fight. And that's the reason I feel with individual producers, if they're strong enough and they have tie-ups with corporates to make sure the film goes, so when you choose between an individual producer and a corporate, obviously, for an actor, a corporate producer makes more sense because they make sure, because most of them have distribution chains, most of them, quite a few of them have theatres that they run as a chain. So you are sure that there's an assured release. There's a lot of films with smaller individual producers who don't find a corporate backing, fail to give the right kind of release. But if you have big enough names who have been there before and have their own standing, for example, like Sajid Nadyadwala who produces, or like Ramesh Taurani for Tips who produces. They have been producers way before the corporate world entered, and they have their own standing, and obviously they have their own types with in a corporate world, but they have adapted. It's very important, like Ramuji said, that for producers to adapt to this new system and think how they can grow themselves within the system.
Corporatization, as we've obviously figured out, has got a lot of pros and cons attached. But ये ensure करने के लिए कि pros ज़्यादा हों, अगर आपको एक advice देनी पड़े corporates को तो क्या देंगे? As an actor and a director, again, Mr. Verma, we'll start with you.
See, first of all, I hate giving advice because I don't take advices. I think it's just an ongoing process, and I'm super sure that very soon it'll get much better. Without anybody's advices. They'll learn it the hard way. Yeah.
Right. Any actor advice on that?
Like I said, everyone, if there's a new system that comes in, you take time to adapt to each other. And I guess we're doing well adapting to them in our system.
So actors can't have complaints because they're getting a lot of money from corporates.
Oh, going back to the overpayment.
Yes.
Don't take
that's what I'm saying. Actors really rarely have a lot of interaction with corporate system. You usually have script reading and whatever. Somewhere, I find personally that a lot of companies are in great hurry and in rush because of the fact that it's a large company. They have 15 films, 8 films, 10 films to produce. So they want to start films. I think some way that they don't spend enough time on those films as
in terms of research, you mean?
No, whatever. They rush into making films much faster. Like he said, it's just with time we will obviously be a better system and more adaptive towards each other. So give it more time, and I think it'll be a great system to work within.
Great. So we have 2 very adaptive people here. Thank you so much for making corporatization look fabulous.
Okay.
And the show as well.
Thank you so much.